Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, Monday morning, another day in the Norton. So, side mount number plate today. We have had the light come, the light that the gentleman requested. Let's have a quick looky at that. It's sort of your Lucas type pattern. Let's get it out of the bag actually and check it all out. I've not done that yet. Hold on, I'm trying to do it one-handed. Let's clamp you to the bench a minute. Come on, get a bag open. Useless. There we go. Nice old fashioned looking Lucas style light. Right, so we've got that. I'm going to do my usual side mount number plate I do on the Enfields, but obviously it's got to be mounted different, so I'm going to do something different with the mounting brackets, something a little bit more fancy, with this being a Norton. What yet, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to sort of make it up as we go along, as we always do, but I'm going to start with using my forming jig here. We're going to start with obviously cutting the material out and getting the main plate made. So let's crack on. Oh, just one thing I've just remembered. Someone called Steve emailed me about the BSA. Obviously if we've made contact before this video goes out, ignore this. But I have emailed you back, Steve, if you are watching. Yeah, go from there. Anyway, let's start cutting some metal work up. Right, next we've got the piece for shaping sandwiched between the two plates. I've just got to get all that lined up now and clamp it up with my stupid big clamps. Could do with some smaller clamps for this job, but this is all we've got. Sort of nip it up and then bash it all back into alignment. Then take it out the vise and see how we've got it. We're a little bit wonky there, aren't we? That's looking better. Give that a tighter squeeze now. That's all sorted. So what I'm going to do is just tap that down in a couple of different places. Down there, up here, and over this side. That'll sort of help lock it in. Let's go one at the bottom as well for good luck. Right, just got to work our way around now. Right, just got a different hammer for in the corners here, just so we can get it right in. Ooh, knocking everything over. I've got that out of the vise now, because what I've got to do is spin it around so I can see the underside and take care of any gaps that I've got on the jig. It's not too bad actually. And the worst bit we've got is in these tight corners. So let's reach over for that hammer. And slowly chase them in. Clamps off. That's not too bad. A little bit there. That's better. Right, I'm just going to trim the corners now, because obviously they go really out of shape. Do that while it's still on there. Come on, off you get. There we are. That's it, that's nice and strong now. Okay, next we want to roll the little hood that we want over the actual light. And just keep rolling this till we've got what we want. Get in there. Got a tiny bit skewy, but ain't no problem to get back. In fact, I think that'll do actually. Yeah, that goes straight onto our next little forming tool. Spot on. Right, next then. So we've got our next forming jig. That one. Which one was I going to do? That one. So that goes over there, just leaving us a bit of a lip. This, if I can stretch it, go on the outside of that. Right, let's get this round there. Just need to pull that outside one down a bit more. About there. Then do that up. That is going to keep it in control. All that's set up in the vise. So what I'm doing here, we're doing a return lip on this. So we slid that one on the outside and the hose clamp to sort of keep it in control so it don't splay out. looking about right. Right, we should have a nice radius on that now. I'm sure that's not supposed to happen. Okay. There we go. There we go. That's it. Got a nice lip on that now. Just get this marked up. And we'll cut that off. Right, next I need a bit of a circle. Oh, that's to mark this up. Put that on there like that. Get it about equal. That's it. Right, I'll get that cut off. There we go, but put a little bit of shape into that then. That's all cut down. What I want to do now, I'm just going to put me a bit of a line around there as a guide. And then we'll shape the edge of that, because I don't want to leave it just with that straight flat edge, because it don't look very good like that. So pliers, I'll just put them up to the mark that I've done and slowly go round and pin it over. I'm sort of overlapping each bend I'm doing. It takes a little bit of time, but it'll look better for it. I'm only going part way round. That's starting to go nicely now. Yep. Then we'll just pop it on there, and just to get a little tap around as well. There we go. Obviously, when we've completed all the component parts, we'll go around dressing anything up that needs dressing up. We're just getting all the basic shapes at the minute, and obviously that will then go on there. We've just got to do a little bit at the back now. That's why I haven't dressed none of this up yet, because that'll happen when we put the back part on. And we'll have nice little panel joins then. Right, just putting a bit of shape into the back bit now. Yeah, I think that'll do us on that. Okay, moving forward, we've got that all sorted. That's going to be the back part. So far then we've got the front, so the light will sit in there. That will obviously go there. Then this will go there. First, a couple of things first. I want to get the hole in here for the light. It's got to be, I think it's just over 44mm. And then we're going to do all the brackets that are going to obviously weld to this, then bolt to the bike. So right, we've got to get a centre in that. So I have the world's biggest centre punch. This is basically what we form these around. Now you'll notice I've got, shall I say it, I've got a little nipple right there. And basically all I'm going to do is drop that in there and give it a smack. And I should get a centre, he says. Yeah, I've got that. And I can tap that with a normal centre punch. I know that's bang in the centre then. Let's grab that. There we go. Right, I'll get a hole saw and get a big hole in there. Job done. Right then, now the brackets. We've got to come up with something nice. Well, as nice as we can get it anyway. And I'm going to try and involve a little bit of brass as requested. Right, next then we're going to start the brackets. As always, making it up as we go along. So we've got this top mount here, which I'm guessing would have been for the mudguard struts. And I want to try and use this mounting point here. So that's going to come off there. I don't want that to go right back to the frame because I'm really restricted with this bit here. So this is going to be the first brass bit on the job. I'm going to make a spacer in that little gap out of brass, bringing it from that size up to that size. So yeah, basically a tapered spacer. That's the first job. And then obviously this will have some folds in there. The 3 holes are basically for sort of spot welding to our number plate. Right, let's make a start on the brass. Right, we've got a piece marked up. I've just popped the hole through the middle. Basically I've got 15mm to try and get a bit of shape in that area. So I think I'll just get on with that because I don't think I need to film putting a taper on a bit of brass. So yeah, I'll just press on. We've got that turned down then. Managed to get an alright shape into that. So that will go on there. Then we'll have our bracket. A washer. And the nut. That is a start. That all fits nice. So obviously we've got to put some folds in this. Then we'll sort of spot weld it to the back. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do to get a bracket off this. I've just been messing around with that top bracket and basically the placement of the number plate good job my brain kicked into gear, because I nearly forgot this is going to have the rear stand removed and bobbins put on there. So I have got to keep the number plate away from the bobbins, obviously, because if need be, this bike can go up on a paddock stand. So hold on. My initial thing, I was going to have it down here, but that messes us up for the bobbins. So it's got to come up to clear this bottom fixing here. So we've got to go up here, which ain't a problem. It's not a problem at all. So that's sort of roughed out with the holes in, ready to do some spot welds in there. Now I need some off the bottom that clears this fixing for the rear stand that are going to be bobbins, to get to this here. Yeah. So I've got to figure something out there that is obviously going to look all right as well, because that bit of the bracket will be on show. This one is pretty much hidden, really, with the angle I'm going to have it at. Yeah. Don't quite know what I'm going to do yet, but we'll work something out. Whew, right, moving on. Time has beaten me today. I had a visitor that stayed for a while that I haven't seen for a long time. I was sort of plodding on while they was here, getting a bit of progress done, but yeah, all the rest of the jobs I've got on it are noisy, and it's now late. I've just realised the time, and I really shouldn't be making noise. It's dark outside and I've got to stop grinding away and stuff and hammering. Don't want to upset the neighbours. But we're starting to get something. So my apologies, we have missed a little bit, but wasn't anything too exciting. But we are gaining a bit of ground on this. It's not difficult, it's just I haven't got a lot of options there to mount this thing. So yeah, it sort of restricts what you can do. So far we've got this. It's nowhere near finished yet, so don't judge it just yet. Obviously the top's just tacked on. That'll be all welded round and all dressed back. That will look like it's one piece when I've done that. The little front's got to go on. Tell you what, let's put it to, well, loosely assemble it. So we've got that little bit of brass on top. We've got some brass down here. I'm going to have to put the camera on the tripod. Hold on. Let's try that again. Yeah, so you've only really got that and that to mess with. So, yeah. I've been trying to wrap my brains, what little brains I've got, to try and figure out something that looks okay. I know it's only a side mount and plane. It doesn't need to be elaborate, but I still want it to look good. Let's just nip that up. And then obviously we're going on to this bit here. So I've got brass, a bit of brass going on. I've got to knot this side so that will all pinch up. Yeah, we're sort of trying to make it a bit different. And then obviously we've got the hood that goes over the light. That'll be welded on a couple of points on the inside so you don't see no weld. So that one will be welded all the way around and dressed, like I say, so it looks like a complete piece, and this one we welded on the inside, so we've got a nice sort of panel join there. Yeah, pretty much what I put on the end fills, but obviously I've had to do all the mounting side of things completely different, with very little mounting points. Well, 2. That's all I've got to go with, because we're not drilling and welding brackets to the frame, obviously. Yeah, not a great deal I can do. But this bracket I've put on here, this, like I say, that's just all roughed out. Been messing about, probably just get a little gusset in there just to strengthen that up a little bit. All this, it'll get there. It will. We'll see when it's all black, it'll blend in nicely. Take this back off here. Shoddy camera work. Yeah. And obviously the little round light that we've got in there, it shouldn't look too bad. Right, there we go. And also, obviously, the other thing I had to take into consideration was this here, because they're going to be brass bobbins, and a paddock stand's got to be able to go on it. So, yeah, that had to go up out the way. Right, that'll do me. Next vid, we'll get that completed. I'll say, just time's run away from me today a little bit, but hey-oh, we got a good chunk done. It just needs the a bit of fine tuning and a couple of bits doing on it tomorrow. Anyway, that'll do. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.